The Golden State Warriors offseason is heading to a complete disaster. This is how the Warriors organization might be looking right now. It's so disappointing. Sorry for the joke, but there's literally nothing happening with the Warriors right now. Every single team is making a splash, is making a trade, is extending players, is swapping players. Something is happening. And you refresh the news as much as you want. The only one that you're not going to see anything good is the Golden State Warriors. We're going to talk today about the player that is leaving, the new center that they are supposedly targeting right now, a little bit of Jonathan Kuminga, and some fresh news about the Bucks and Giannis as well. But overall, it's a frustrating video. It might be one of the shorts that I do because there's not many news to share with you yet. We're still waiting for that Warriors impact that hopefully will come, but we definitely expect more. So before I go, don't forget to subscribe, support the channel since a lot of you are still not subscribed, and leave in the comments any message for Joe Lacob, for Mike Dunleavy Jr., or your frustration. Share with me your thoughts about the Warriors offseason. But I feel like the offseason is the worst time to be a Warriors fan. Every single year, we feel like we do nothing. We keep insisting in the small ball lineup, and we keep wasting Stephen Curry's time. So this is the player that we are losing. Kevin Looney signed a 2-year deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. Good for him. I think it's good for the Warriors. Looney is not anymore the center that we need. He was very important in our championship in 2022, but he already lost space with the team, and we needed that cap space as well. So I think glad for seeing him being paid off, like 2 more years of contract. It's going to be weird to see Looney in another jersey. 10 years run with the Warriors, 3 rings. Curiosity, Looney is one of the few players still active together with LeBron, Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson that have 3 rings. No one else beyond those have. So yeah, but that's the only news, the reality and real news that we have about the Warriors. Looney leaving. We know that GP2 is not coming back, at least for now, with the team. We heard about some interest on GP2, also D'Anthony Melton using some of the mid-level exception, but the Warriors have not make any moves so far. What we heard, it's actually, so let's look a little bit. Let's recap what the Warriors said they would do, right? One of the things that Steve Kerr emphasizes that I don't want to work with Draymond Green as a center anymore for more than X amount of games. That doesn't work. We will go for a center. Draymond Green said that in their podcast, said that we need a few more pieces, and so far, nothing. First 2 days of free agents, 1.5 gone, where most of the teams make the big change, and we haven't seen anything. We just heard today about Damian Lillard leaving, being buyout by the Bucks, and the Bucks signed Miles Turner. We already heard that Nasri extended his contract with the Minnesota. We heard that the Clippers signed Brook Lopez. Everyone is doing something. KD, some time ago, heading to the Houston Rockets. Everyone is moving, and all the pieces, Ken Johnson, Michael Porter Jr., all the names that were being linked to with the Warriors are actually heading somewhere, and we are really being with some leftovers, which is not our main options, are the ones that we wanted. I mentioned yesterday in the video that I think the Warriors should go for DeAndre Ayton. He's being buy out by the Trailblazers. He's actually going to be available for tomorrow. I haven't seen any news actually showing that the Warriors are really interested on him. In fact, what I have seen is more that the Lakers are interested in DeAndre Ayton. And Ayton, his best version was when he had some playmaker, which could be Luka in this case. It could be Jimmy as well, but it's definitely not much the style that he's going to play with Stephen Curry. So haven't heard more of that. Or actually we heard it was about Al Horford. But before we go there, look at this. What Tim Kawakami is saying here, it's exactly what we are feeling right now. It feels like nothing is really happening. We haven't heard anything about Jonathan Kuminga. It feels like the Warriors is waiting on that. And I guess that if by now, if any big offer for Kuminga would come, he would already been there. So the Warriors, Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr. is actually probably insisting on it. And then we have heard about the Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls, now the New Orleans Pelicans, where Kevin Looney is heading as well. But nothing is happening. It feels like while they don't unblock this, they are not doing any other moves, which is terrible, right? We are still waiting for that big move that is like when Giannis is going to land in the Bay Area. There's more updates on that. But this is the trade that the Warriors are supposedly favorite to land right now, and they are targeting, right? All Horford. The funny fact is, yesterday we also heard some media analysts saying that Al Horford is actually being not shopping around, but listening to other offers. So the Warriors are not being able to land anyone. And probably, you know what is the reason behind that? Probably because they're just paying very little. They're trying to land very cheap contracts right now because of their cap space situation, which is bad. Like I'm saying, the Warriors to make some big move, they're going to need to cut ties with Draymond Green. And the way that they should go ahead with this is take advantage of the news, right? Apparently, Giannis didn't like the fact that the Bucks buy out Damian Lillard contract. I thought actually he would be happy with Miles Turner heading there because he's a great center. I was like, Giannis wants to compete for a championship level. So maybe with Turner come, maybe the Bucks sign someone else, he's gonna be happy and it's gonna make even more difficult for him to leave. But the fact that they let Damian Lillard go, even that he's not playing for a big chunk of the next season, maybe the entire one, he wasn't like really landing well with Giannis. So that could be another reason that he's going to look for a trade and potentially going to the Warriors. But that's a big deal. And more, I grow scared that the Warriors won't do it because they just don't know how to cut ties with players. And by players, in this case, I'm talking about Draymond Green. I don't see a reason to trade Giannis for Jim Butler. Do you get better? You get, but you still lack a few things. I think right now the Warriors, if they're not going to have a very depth, which we don't, because we can't fully rely on the rookies or second-year players that we have on the bench. So I believe that the way forward is relying that their players will be healthy, Curry, Butler, and landing Giannis and letting Draymond Green walk to the Bucks. Put another pack players on the package, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Porzingis, or whatever you need, and then first round picks, but land Giannis with Butler and with Curry. Then you get very strong. But we have seen the Warriors. The Warriors are in this development player facility, the best facility of the organization, that it looks like more they're not thinking much of the business on winning titles at this moment versus they are actually focusing on creating relationships, and they have this very hard time of cutting ties with players that have been there for a few years. So that's the path that I believe they have to go. And that's the only way that for me they can save this offseason, because so far, as I said before, the Golden State Warriors has been a completely disaster. Leave in the comments your thoughts about the trade so far. What are you expecting? What do you think that Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr. should do? And let me know your thoughts there. I'll see you tomorrow, bringing more news, hopefully better ones for the Warriors fans. See you tomorrow.